Indie horror games are always experimenting with different genres, generating some unique experiences for players everywhere. One genre that is very interesting to see combined with horror is the real-time tactics genre. The game I will be discussing with you guys today ventures into this combination. Hi everyone, my name is Jeremy and this is my review for Impious Pumpkins for PC. Thanks to Note Missing Gains for the review code. So what is the story or premise of Impious Pumpkins? The pumpkins are invading the resting places of the ghosts, and now they must fight them to reclaim their space. Beyond this, the game doesn't really have any more story, but that's fine because this game is all about the gameplay. In what regards to the graphics of the game has an isometric perspective and features very cute and cartoony ghosts and pumpkin designs. The game has a total of 5 scenarios with 3 levels each for a total of 12 levels. Each one of the scenarios in the game looks different from each other and go from graveyards to Egyptian tombs. The stages feature enough details and assets to look unique and charming. Each one of the scenarios have different themes and aesthetics, making it fun to progress through the game to see them all. Each one of the ghosts and pumpkin unit types feature different animations when they attack and they look very cute. In regards to the specs, the game can be played up to a maximum of 1080p and the game ran very stable. I experienced no glitches whatsoever. The game requirements are very low, so most PCs can play this game. In my case, my computer has a 1650 GTX GPU, 16 gigs of RAM, and an i5 9400H CPU, and I had no trouble running the game. So let's talk briefly about the music. The music of this game is one of its strongest points. Each scenario has a different song and they all sound incredibly good. The music is really entertaining and pleasing to listen to while you're playing, and it doesn't get boring or annoying at any point. The music in this game is actually very reminiscent of a Halloween cartoon and complements the cute cartoony look of the game. So let's get into the gameplay. When you're playing, you have a user interface where you have a timer on the upper left corner of the screen, your energy and unit types and their costs in the lower left of the screen, and the ghost versus pumpkin counter on the lower right side of the screen. You can only accumulate a maximum of 50 energy, which you use to summon your units. While you are playing, you will see energy orbs appear and you need to click them to recover some energy to continue summoning units. To win the battle, you need to survive with more ghosts than pumpkins until the timer runs out. You lose if there are more pumpkins on the field by the end of the timer, or if the enemy manages to summon up to 50 pumpkins. Each battle is 5 minutes long, and you have a total of 4 unit types: the Ghost Warrior, the Ranger, the Mage, and the Healer. Each one of these units have different energy costs to summon onto the field and can help you in different ways. The Ghost Warrior is the weakest attacking unit. It can move in the field and only attacks up close. The Ghost Ranger can attack mid-range with a slingshot, but if there are objects between the enemy and your ghosts, the attacks are going to be blocked by the object. Ghost Mages can attack from long range and its attacks ignore obstacles that are in the way. Ghost Healers cost 50 energy to summon, meaning that it uses all your energy and can only heal units within the radius that it forms. Additionally, you can only have one in the field at a time, meaning that if you try to summon a second one, the first one will die. The game has a total of 5 scenarios with 3 levels each for a total of 12 levels. Additionally, you have the option of unlocking endurance mode, where you will play to see how long you can survive. In what regards to enemy design, they are pumpkins that mirror your 4 unit types, meaning that there are pumpkins that are warriors, rangers, mages, and healers. Sometimes stronger versions of them appear on the field with more HP and offensive power-ups. Enemy waves are randomly generated, so each encounter is completely different. And each time you clear a stage, you acquire skill points that you can invest in the skill tree to permanently strengthen your unit types. The skill tree features different perks, like for example, increasing your unit type's HP, reducing the amount of energy required to summon them, and a lot of abilities that can really make your units strong. However, you have to think carefully how to spend your skill points, because you get a very limited amount of them, and investing them wisely is key to being able to face the later stages in the game. The game is challenging. The first few stages, the enemy units are not very strong, but as you progress through the stages, they get increasingly stronger and harder to beat. But I will comment more on this in the next section. So let's talk about the pros and the cons of the game. The only thing that I felt took away from my gameplay experience has to do with the balancing of the difficulty of the game. The difficulty of the game was something with which I was mixed. At times the game was challenging in a rewarding way, pushing me to rethink my strategies to adapt to the fights. However, as I progressed through the stages, it became evident that there is a balancing issue. As I advanced through the stages, the game became very hard, always in favor of the enemy, and this became increasingly frustrating. Far too many times I was completely dominating the battle when suddenly the enemy summons 5 to 6 units at the same time, and not much time afterwards summons a powered up unit with a lot of life and power-ups that ended making me fail the stage. Another example of this is the fact that you can only have one healing ghost in the field while your enemy can have multiple at the same time. In the end, this made the game feel very hard in an unjust way. I like the difficulty because it pushes the player to think different strategies, but it must be balanced so that it doesn't feel unfair. However, I have to point out that this is not game breaking and that this can be patched by the developers later on if they think it's necessary. In the end, I was able to finish the game and it was still a very enjoyable and fun experience. So let's talk about the pros or the strong points of this game. The first strong point that I need to mention is that the game has some very entertaining gameplay. The gameplay was engaging and entertaining from beginning to end. Even though the game has some simple mechanics, it works in a really nice way and it can be playing for a very long time. Another one of the strong points of the game is the music. It's whimsical, it reminds me of Halloween, of spooky stuff, and it's really pleasing to listen to while you're playing. In conclusion, despite having a balancing issue in regards to the difficulty, Impious Pumpkins still manages to offer the player a cute, simple but challenging real-time tactical game experience with horror-themed aesthetics. The game features some awesome music and some entertaining and engaging gameplay that will keep you hooked from start to finish. For this reason, I recommend this game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this non-spoiler review. The link to the game is down in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
3, 2, 1, go!
Hi everyone, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with our content.